Hello and welcome to our learning today. This is part of the web design basics series that we are covering, and so far we've looked at HTML and CSS. Our current focus is on version control using Git and GitHub, and today we are going to look at how to configure Git on our PCs. If this is your first time checking out our videos, you can subscribe to help us grow our learning community. We'll configure Git on our PCs using VS Code, and we'll also look at how to do that using the Git command line interface or the Git CLI that we just installed. By now, you should have already installed Git and VS Code. So before we dive into how to configure Git using VS Code, we'll just look at the basic overview of VS Code and how it works with relation to what you're going to learn. On the left side of the window of the VS Code, we have various icons. The first icon is the File Explorer, where you use it to locate the place that you've saved your code on the computer. There's also a search option that you can use to search for anything within your code. You also have another icon for source control where you can configure Git using that specific option. Below the window, we also have a user icon here, as you can see on the bottom left. If you click on it, you can see various options, and that is where we'll actually do our direct configuration with GitHub using VS Code. On the top bar, we also have various options here, and I'll just focus on one for now, the terminal. The terminal allows you to communicate with the operating system directly using specific commands. We'll look at how that works. So let's first configure GitHub using VS Code. We'll go to the bottom left icon, the user icon here, click on it. If you haven't configured GitHub and VS Code before, you should see that you're not signed into any accounts. But because we want to link our GitHub and VS Code, we'll just click backup and sync settings. Then you can see various options here. Please sign in. To sync everything that you want, we'll just click sign in. There are two options when you want to sign in. You can sign in with GitHub or Microsoft, but because we only want to sign in with GitHub, let's just click GitHub. By now, you should have already created a GitHub account. So if you click on that, you'll be redirected to this particular window here, where you're supposed to authorize VS Code to access your GitHub account. I'm using my personal GitHub account, so I'll just proceed to authorize. That's it. You're being asked that you open VS Code once more. I'll just do that. So there are some background processes that are linking our VS Code to the GitHub account. So let's be patient as that is done. Complete. Let's go back to the user icon here, and right now you can see my GitHub account is now linked to VS Code. It's as easy as that when you're working with VS Code. VS Code is just like any other text editor, but the beauty about it is it allows you to have an inbuilt Git functionality that can help you achieve various things when it comes to version control. The next thing is to look at how to configure Git, but this time around we are going to use the Git command line interface that we downloaded. So let's do that. For you to achieve this, you should already have installed Git on your PC before, and the other process is just to do the actual configuration. I'm using Windows 11, so the interface might be a little bit different from yours, but if you're working with Windows, you can just right-click within your folder where you saved your code. And I assume by now, because this is part of the series that you are covering, you should already have these files here. So I'll just right click, show more options, and I'll use Git bash. We have two options, Git GUI to stand for the graphical user interface, and we also have the bash. Bash in full is born again shell. A shell is just an application that allows you to communicate directly with the operating system using various commands. Don't worry if this sounds jargon to you for the first time, but in the subsequent videos, we look at how bash works and how to actually achieve some of the operations using the git bash commands. So let me just click open Git bash here. Once that is done, you'll see such a window. This window is the shell terminal where you can actually write your commands and communicate with the operating system. The first thing that you're going to do is to just write a simple command. Let's say git version. That is just a simple command. We are trying to get the version of Git that we are using. You would need to take some time to go through the Git bash commands that will help you achieve various functionality. But in our case today, we're just going to do the configuration. We'll do the configuration using the git config command. It works in different ways, but today we're just going to see how that works when it comes to configuring the user accounts. I'll type the git command, git config global. You don't have to cram this, you just need to first understand if this is your first time actually seeing such like a code. We are configuring our username first, so I'll configure the username, user.name, and specify. I need my name to be something like, say, the username that I've used on GitHub. Just type it here. That's it. I've used a global flag, git config global. And the reason as to why I've used global is I want for all the instances that I'll use git bash to adopt the username that I've just typed here. If I typed the git config without the global command, it means it will only work for that specific folder that you're working with. But I need this username to work for all the instances that I'll use git bash command. I can do that for the next configuration, which is our email. I'll just type git config global to mean everywhere you use bash or git bash terminal, it will use that specific email, user.email, and I specify my email. It is good that you use the email that you used when you are signing up for your GitHub account. So I'll just use the same email. That's it. I can now confirm whether my configurations are okay by typing git config. Let me check my username. I'll just type git config user.name. Enter. You can see my name there. If I also want to check my email, I'll also type the same git config user.email. And you can see my email is there. So as simple as that, that is how we've configured our user account on Git. So for the commits that we'll be making when it comes to the code or the changes that we are doing and pushing them to GitHub, these are the credentials that Git will be using. We'll go back to VS Code because you can also achieve this using VS Code so that you don't have to use a separate text editor and also a separate bash window, as you can see here. So I'll head back to VS Code and we see how we can access Git bash using VS Code. So let's go back to VS Code. Like I said, the beauty about VS Code is that it's a text editor like any other, but it gives you added functionalities, especially when it comes to GitHub. So I'll just open my folder where I wrote the code, click open folder and locate it, HTML, select folder so that I can just open it. I'll go to the Explorer. Yeah, there we have my HTML folder. The next thing I'll do is to open the terminal so that I'm able to access the git bash command from the git bash window from the terminal. For me to access the terminal, I'll go to the top bar, view, then terminal. A terminal allows you to communicate with the computer operating system using commands. And by default, VS Code specifies that you use the PowerShell terminal, but in our case, we're interested in Git bash. On the right side here, there's a drop-down icon. You can click on it, that arrow, and specify I need Git bash because there are various terminal options that you can use, but we only are interested in git bash. I'll click git bash. And as you can see, we now have such like interface that we just looked at when we were looking at Git, the git CLI command. So right now we have our folder here, and we also have our terminal here. And you can be making changes as you can see on the Explorer, as well as accessing the terminal all in one application. And that's the beauty about VS Code. I'll try to just repeat what we've done when it comes to configuration. I'll do the first command, which was checking our Git version. You can just type Git and check the version. You don't need to be doing this each time you're writing code. I'm just trying to familiarize with us when it comes to the commands. The first command that I'll write is to configure our username. I'll write git config and write global. Global to mean I want all the instances where I'll be using git bash terminal to adapt this username, user.name, and say the name that I used. I can also do that for the email, git config global user.email. So I'll just type my email there. Make sure the email you're using is also the one that you used to sign up, so that you're not having any conflict. Good. I can just confirm if my username and emails are okay. So I'll type git config user.name, and my name is there. I can also do that for the email, git config user.email, and that's it. My email is there. So that's the beauty about VS Code. Most of the time we'll be using this particular interface here on VS Code, so that we can just access our code and the terminal all in one window. In our next video, we are going to look at how the Git commands work using various examples. But so far we've already configured and we are ready to go and push our code to GitHub. So see you in the next video.